Today we're going to get into a story that I think hits close to home for a lot of us. It's about that subtle way we can sometimes drift apart from the people who love us the most. It's a story about the small things that build up walls and, well, the even smaller things that can tear them right back down.
You know how it starts. It's that quick, almost automatic response, right? A parent asks for a moment, and without even thinking, this is what comes out.
And from there, it becomes a habit, a promise of later that, let's be honest, almost never shows up. Each little postponement just adds up until you're just never really available. And eventually, that distance can harden into something like this, a total dismissal, a moment where the gap between you just feels huge. These aren't just words, you see. They're like little bricks building a wall.
So, let's meet the young man in our story. His name is Zayd. And look, Zayd isn't a bad guy. He's like so many of us. He's got ambitions, he's focused on his own life, he's glued to his phone and his friends. For him, his parents started to feel less like the center of his world and more like an interruption.
And this is so important. Disrespect rarely shows up with a big, dramatic announcement. No, it just kind of sneaks in through 1,000 tiny moments. A sigh, a delayed reply, that tone of voice. It's really just a habit of carelessness.
So one evening, his mom gently calls him on it. It's not an attack, not an accusation. She just tells him the simple truth. His words, they have an effect. They hurt.
And after Zayd snaps back, you can just feel the air in the house change. That feeling of warmth and safety, it's gone. And in its place is this heavy, uncomfortable silence. It's amazing how a little impatience can make the whole home feel cold.
But you know, sometimes it takes something from the outside to make us truly see what's happening on the inside. And that's what leads to the turning point of this whole story, a sudden, powerful moment of regret.
Now, the thing that snaps Zayd out of it isn't a lecture, it's not some big fight. It's a visit to a friend who is grieving. He has to step outside his own little world and into a world filled with a very real, very permanent loss.
And his friend says these words, and they just hit Zayd like a ton of bricks. It's such a quiet, heartbreaking wish for the one thing Zayd takes for granted every single day. Just one more chance to sit together.
This is the question that just starts echoing in Zayd's head. And really, it's a question for all of us, isn't it? We live our lives assuming there's always going to be a later. But what if there isn't?
And that's the big shift. He goes home, and it's like he's seeing his parents for the first time, not as mom and dad, the fixtures in his house, but as people. He notices the tired lines around his father's eyes, he sees his mother's hands, and it hits him. They've spent their lives building his.
But you know, having that light bulb moment is one thing. Actually doing something about it, that's the next step. This is where that realization turns into real healing. It all starts with two simple words. But his tone is different now. And that sorry carries the weight of every dismissive moment before it. He's not just apologizing for one thing. He's apologizing for the whole pattern.
And the change doesn't stop there. He actually goes and finds his father, not because he was told to, but because he wants to. He gives him the one thing he'd always been holding back, his time, his attention, starting with one simple question.
And just listen to this response. So simple, but so incredibly powerful. His dad's entire day was made better, not by some grand gesture, but just because his son was present. It just shows you how quickly things can start to heal when someone makes the effort.
So here's the real transformation. It wasn't just Zayd who changed. The entire feeling of the home changed. What used to feel heavy, full of pride and impatience, now feels lighter. It's filled with humility and awareness. The whole house just feels warmer, you know?
Okay, so what can we all take away from Zayd's story? Well, it actually gives us some really clear, really powerful lessons on how we can find that path to kindness in our own lives. First things first, we have to kind of redefine what disrespect even is. It's not always shouting and slamming doors. So much of the time, it's that slow, quiet damage caused by neglect and impatience. It's the tone in your voice when you say, "I'm busy." Now, the source material for this story also talks about a deeper spiritual layer here. In Islam, being kind and gentle with your parents, especially as they get older, isn't just a social duty. It's seen as a profound act of faith, a way to open the door for mercy and blessings in your own life.
So how do we actually do this? Here are 4 super practical steps. 1. Speak gently, even when you're frustrated. 2. When they call for you, respond. Don't make them feel like an interruption. 3.
Actively appreciate what they've done for you, the big things and the small things. And 4, the big one, make time. Just make the time.
And when you boil it all down, it comes to this one stark, simple number. 1. You get one chance with the time you have right now. There are no do-overs. And thinking about it that way, well, it can change everything.
And at the end of the day, this isn't about just checking a box or fulfilling some obligation. It's about what being kind and patient actually does to you. It softens your own heart. It brings peace into your life. It's as much a gift to yourself as it is to them.
So I'll leave you with this question. Forget about fixing everything overnight or making some huge gesture. Just based on everything we've talked about, what is one small thing you can do today? Maybe it's just asking how their day was and really listening. The whole journey starts with that one small step.